everyone, it's Jack and Sam from Cultaholic.com. We have locked Adam and Ross out of the building in preparation for our live stream of WWE Crown Jewel. That's right, we're doing a live stream on Friday, and all proceeds from that live stream will be going to Amnesty International. Now, let's crack on with some bloody predictions. So let's kick things off with the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match pitting the Bar against the New Day. Sam, who have you got and why?
I've gone for the New Day. I think it's a sort of feel-good, easy tag championship transition. They can move those belts around as much as they like. It doesn't really have that much prestige in the sense of having to have longer reigns, I guess.
Yeah.
Plus the New Day have held it God knows how many times now. 5?
I think it's 5.
5?
Yep.
Yeah, so I think you can make that 6, no bother. Plus it's a bit of a feel-good moment. But that being said, I sort of had some reservations about booking a title change on a show they're probably not going to want to bring up very much.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're going to do, but I think I'm going to go with New Day.
I'm going to go with the champions to retain. Again, this was one I was less confident on just because the New Day are always a great asset to stick the championships on sometimes.
Yeah.
They'll always be popular. They're always really charismatic and good in the ring as well. But I think they're going to keep them on Sheamus and Cesaro for now because they have a big old weapon in their corner. That sounds offensive. I don't mean it in a disrespectful way. They've got the Big Show on their team. And I think he might get involved, do something a bit sneaky, a bit heelish, probably like knock someone out.
Yeah, but the New Day have got the Big E.
They do have Big E, but I just think Big Show is just such a big weapon.
But the Bar and Big Show didn't do the Brood.
No, yeah, that was good. That
proves they're going to win. The Brood never lost.
The Bar didn't even do fancy. Sheamus had a bit of face paint on, but ridiculous. But regardless, I think they're going to win. So we differ on that one.
Ooh. So we are going to be, for the World Cup matches, we're going to do a pick for every single first round match, and then we're going to have an overall winner. What's the first match there, Jack?
It's Seth Rollins versus Bobbington Lashley from the Raw bracket. It was originally meant to be John Boy Cena, but Bobbington has got in there. Who have you got and why?
I've gone for Rollins.
Okay.
I see Rollins going all the way to the end.
Right.
Yeah, because, young up-and-coming guy. It's going to be great.
I think I agree with you. Rollins is one of the hottest guys in the company right now.
Yeah.
He has just come off the back of a heartbreaking betrayal from Dean Ambrose, but I think even with that said, he's still got a hell of a lot of momentum in his corner, and I think that Lashley, as a last-minute insertion into the tournament, that just doesn't fill me with confidence that he's going to go very far in it.
Yeah.
So and with Rollins as an opponent, I think this is going to be a big win for Rollins, but one that'll maybe take a little bit of a toll, so he's got more odds to overcome later on if he's hurting a little bit, that sort of thing.
Yeah. So next up we have Angle and Ziggler. Who you got and why?
This was the hardest first round one for me to pick, I think. I'm going for Dolphy Ziggs.
Wow.
I know. Well, he said on Raw that he's the best in the world, so I believe it. Oh, well,
yeah.
The best in the world, there you go.
He said it.
Live
TV.
Yes. I think that Ziggler will be Angle. Originally, when Angle was in the tournament, I thought, well, he's going to go really far. He's one of the biggest stars in the history of WWE.
Yeah.
But I think that they might not want, unless Angle gets like a flash feel-good win, I don't think they'll really want him resting twice in one night, maybe. I'm probably underestimating Angle. He is like an elite level athlete in the past, but I don't know. I think that Ziggler might win via nefarious means. Maybe Drew will get involved, but this one's one that I'm really not confident on just because of how big a star Kurt Angle is and how much these Saudi Arabia shows seem to be weighted around big stars doing big things. Who have you got?
So on the point of what you just said there, basically, I mean, if you remember at the Greatest Royal Rumble, they wanted Yokozuna. They didn't know Yokozuna was dead. Angle's going through, and I think overall it's going to be a legend that wins it simply because, one, it means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. They're never going to bring this up again. They might have the trophy out on Raw and it'll again accidentally get knocked over or something like that. But it's at the end of the day, it's a whole lot of nothing that's never going to get brought up again. So give it to a legend. That's what I think is going to happen. So Angle.
Fair enough. Moving over now to the SmackDown side of things, the SmackDown half of the bracket, we have Jeff Hardy versus The Miz. Sam, who have you gone for and why?
I've gone for Big Dirty Mizzy.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I see him going a little bit further in it. Plus, you've got to keep building him a bit. He's great. He deserves it. Jeff Hardy is also a bit knackered. So get him out there, have a great thing, and then have the Miz win by heelish means.
And send Jeff to the back for a nice cup of tea.
Yeah,
just have a little bit of a rest,
nice
Jeff.
cuppa.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Miz is going to take this because in a tournament, you can't just have the favourites winning all the. You can't just have the big crowd favourites winning all the time. You need a heel to go a little bit further. Yeah, you need someone to boo. We're just going through basic wrestling logic here. You need some good guys and also some bad guys in it as well. And I think Miz is like.
But can we get Yokozuna?
I don't think we can get you.
Why
we
not?
We can get the sumo lad who used to be when he came out in the Greatest Royal. No, the sumo lad from the Greatest Royal Rumble.
No, I know, but can we get Ultimate Warrior?
We can't get Ultimate Warrior either, Sam.
What was the other one they wanted? Was it Macho Man?
Papa Shango?
Papa Shango?
No, maybe not Papa Shango.
Papa Shango always is about to make a big comeback every year.
Yes. At the Rumble especially. I'm going to go for The Miz as well. I think he's consistent, he's great, and he's got more than one match in him, and I think it's an easier pick than Angle Ziggler, I think.
Next up we have Rey Mysterio versus Randall Keith. Randall Keith.
No. Yeah. just a quick aside. Sometimes I write the scripts for the big lists that we do, and I always make Pachitti sing whenever Orton's mentioned. But yes, Sam, sorry. Yes, we do have.
Who have you got? And why? The Viper versus the Masky Man.
I've gone for the
Gamot,
the Masky,
the greatest mask of all time.
I've gone for him. I'm going for Ray.
Yeah.
I think that with Miz going through in the other bracket, in our opinion, I think then a babyface has to go through to meet him in the semi-finals. Mm-hmm. I think that Ray is eternally somehow popular with children who weren't even born when he was like doing things like SmackDown.
Bright colours, man. Bright colours and masks.
Yeah. And he's just a very likeable, very energetic babyface, and that's never really changed. And now that he's just come back as well, I think they wouldn't rob him of his momentum and have him lose in the first round. Even though it's against a massive star in Randall, I think it's going to be Ray. Who have you got?
I've gone for Ray.
Yeah.
Simply because, again, Saudi Arabia, like he's Rey Mysterio. He's such a nice man.
Yeah.
And he does so much for the like outside of the sport for like people in need. And he's just a nice person. I think they want to give him something nice with this. So yeah, I'm gonna go for Ray.
Just one thing though.
Yeah.
He was on Jericho's cruise, so maybe it's too late to change our minds. It's too late. But I just think.
Yeah. JR apparently had some choice words about that the other day.
I saw, but that's a story for another news video. Moving on now to the hastily arranged WWE Championship match between the champion, AJ Styles, and the challenger, his old foe, Samoa Joe. Because obviously they fast-tracked the Daniel Bryan match to SmackDown. It was a really good match.
Yeah.
AJ Styles made him tap out with the calf crusher, and now he's against Samoa Joe. Who have you? I mean, I can probably guess who you've gone for, but who have you gone for and why?
I've gone for AJ Styles simply because we are going to see a new Universal Champion.
Oh, do you think?
Right. Well, yeah, we're going to see a new Universal Champion. It's vacant.
Oh no!
So because we've got the new Universal Championship holder, or sorry, a new Universal. I am so off my lips on cough medicine.
I know what you're trying to say though.
We're going to have somebody new with the big jam belt.
Yeah.
Then AJ will keep his.
You don't think they do two big new champions?
I don't think they'll do two big switches. I think they'll change the tags and they'll change the main Universal belt.
That makes a lot of sense. I'm going to go for Styles just because he's already beaten Joe several times.
Yeah.
And I don't think they would really gain anything from hot-shotting it to Joe. I'd be very surprised, and I wouldn't be totally against it, but
the thing is as well, it's like, when they change titles on like house shows and stuff, like they're not gonna want to bring up this show ever again.
Yeah.
So I think they will say, it was at Crown Jewel, but I don't think they're gonna want to show loads of footage of it.
No, I think the safer bet is that AJ is going to retain, and I think that maybe there'll be some kind of post-match beatdown from Joe or something, but realistically, I think the Styles going to win pretty conclusively.
We've seen this feud.
Yeah, we have seen this feud.
We've seen it.
We've seen it for about 20 years now. Yeah.
So next up we have Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman for the Universal Championship. Who have you got and why?
You said it like Brian Alvarez does there. Strowman. I've gone for Strowman. I think that he's going to win because I think that was the plan before Roman Reigns sadly had to take time off to battle leukemia, and I think that it's much easier for WWE to give the belt to Strowman, someone who's there every week, rather than Lesnar, who's just doing his thing.
Yeah, I mean, if they want nuclear heat, they'll give it to Lesnar, but Lesnar's about the UFC now. That's all he cares about. Like, there's no point in putting it back on Lesnar unless you're going to immediately hotshot it back off him on Raw, and then it just weakens everything. And
I mean, also it's weird because the only person realistically that they built up to beat Lesnar was Reigns, and then when he did it, they kind of took away some of Brock's mystique. I think there'd be a very negative reaction if they put the belt back on Rock, and I think it's going to have to be Strowman.
I think it's going to be Strowman too. The one thing that I'm worrying about, though, is that it could be a non-finish.
I was thinking this as well.
Yeah, like it could be somebody else gets involved and it leads to another feud.
Yeah.
And a proper pay-per-view blow-off.
Yeah.
A pay-per-view blow-off they can show everywhere and talk about in great detail, rather than, Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
So
Tyler Breeze is getting involved, making it no contest.
That's the one. That's
then
Jack's exact prediction.
It's not. I think an albatross is going to come down. No, my pick is Strowman, and yours is
Strowman.
Now, just before we move on to the main event, well, what might be the main... It must be the main event. But before we talk about the last match in the predictions, we're going to give an overall pick for the World Cup winner, because we've done picks for all of the first round matches. We've already hinted at who we think is going to maybe get to the final and that sort of thing. But Sam, who is your overall pick to win the World Cup and prove themselves as the best in the world ever?
Ronald Mysterious.
Yeah.
I think we're going to boil down to Rollins versus Ray in the main event.
Good match.
And it will be, not the main event, like the final of the World Cup. And it will be a hell of a match. And then Ray will get it because Saudi Arabia.
I'm going to go for Rollins. I think this is a difficult one. I don't know if it'll be Rollins versus Ray in the final, although I see your logic, definitely. But I think regardless of who Rollins faces, I think he's going to win. And then, maybe not straight away in Saudi Arabia, but maybe on Raw on Monday, I think that Ambrose is going to come and destroy his bloody title, his cup, his trophy.
He could
do, but I don't know.
I mean, they're never going to bring it up again, and part of my reasoning for Ray as well was he already has so many accolades.
Yeah.
They don't have to mention the fact he won the World Cup. They'll mention it maybe once.
Yeah.
Whereas Rollins, it'll be like, he won the World Cup. But I think there's some weight to your idea there. Ambrose will come along and smash up the trophy. And finally, in what will surely be the main event, it is DX, Triple H and Shawn Michaels versus the Brothers of Destruction, Kane and The Undertaker. And I probably know who you've got, because you're a bloody contrarian weirdo loser.
What do you mean?
But go for it.
I think I've realised that this match is kind of like our boys versus each other, because I'm a DX lad, loved Triple H. When I was a kid, loved D Generation X, loved telling people to suck it, didn't quite understand it at the time.
Yeah.
And you're obviously a massive Undertaker fan.
Massive Undertaker
And you're a fan of the extended Undertaker universe, which includes Kane. So I think, I am going for DX. After a lot of thought, because originally I was going to go for the Brothers of Destruction, just because Triple H won in Australia. I thought Undertaker would win here. But now the more I think about it, this all centres around who could possibly take the pinfall here, and I think that Kane will take the pinfall.
Yeah, Kane could take the pinfall, or Michaels will take the pinfall. No, Triple H will take the pinfall and it'll be Michaels' Taker at Mania. Yeah,
Michaels wants to avenge his friend and stuff.
Yeah, and we'll all be really sad about the fact that it's happening again at Mania. I'm a big fan of the Undertaker farewell tour, like the final world tour for Taker, but realistically, the more it's going on, the more I've realised that it's not so much a farewell tour, because I thought it was going to be Taker's greatest hits. Right. Like, loads of quick squash matches, great little moments.
The Cena one at WrestleMania is a good example.
That sort of thing, like the Rusev match wasn't that bad either. Like, I thought it was going to be like Taker's greatest hits, and you'd get casket matches and Inferno matches. You get like every little thing, and then that would be that done. But now, the longer it's going on, the more it just seems like the more they keep offering him money, the more likely it is he's just going to keep on going, Flair style.
So who have you got to win the match?
I can't say. I can't go against The Undertaker and Kane, Jack. I just can't.
This is like me when Becky Lynch is in a match, and I'm like, Becky, every time. Now she's actually winning, that's great, but that's fair enough. I thought you might. I've gone for D Generation X. If it goes down to the wire, our predictions contest, and it's this match, we're going to be watching it like, oh my God. So that is our predictions for Crown Jewel. Once again, we are doing a live stream on Friday, and all proceeds made from the live stream will go to Amnesty International. I've been Jack from Cultaholic.com.
I've been Sam from Cultaholic.com.
You can follow us respectively on Twitter at JackTheJobber and at LesToFine. You can check out our Patreon as well if you want to at patreon.com/Cultaholic. And never forget, of course, to hit subscribe and to join us.
Join us.
Join us. Yeah.